What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hammerstein, and today we got a new phone in the house in the form of the OPPO Reno 7 5G. So what we're going to do in today's video is of course go through the key specs and features, and of course check out that amazing camera that's of course highly advertised by OPPO in this series. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so first things first, let's check out what is inside this box. So let's go. Okay, so we got the manual books and stuff, which of course is pretty common. Also, we got a nice clear phone case so you can admire the back design as well. And also, we got a super VOOC charger over here, 65 watts, and its own respective cable as well. And finally, we have the phone by itself. Let's just take this out. And wow, very interesting design over here. Very nice, very classy. I wouldn't say classy, but it's just very shiny, and of course it's going to be an eye catcher definitely if you want to bring this out. And like I mentioned, if you do have the clear phone case, if you slap on it, you can still admire the back over here. This is the, I think, starry blue color, which I really do like. And the weight to it actually is pretty alright. It's very light in hand. It does have a 4500 milliamps of battery, and as we can see here, a nice camera setup. So let me just set up this phone and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so here we have the phone, and what I did notice about this when I was setting this up was that it's just very nice to hold in hand. Yes, on the back it is made out of plastic, but it does have a very nice design, and to be honest, I don't think a lot of people are going to notice that it's made out of plastic anyway. It does have a very nice shine to it, and of course it's frosted matte, so in case you don't get your fingerprints there, you're not going to get it on the back, which of course is really cool. So you can actually use this phone without a phone case as well, but definitely for me, I would like to put on a phone case. And as we can see from the fingerprint unlock, works really fast, optical scanner. So what you do is just, click on the spot, hit the spot, and gets the job done. That's what she said. And when it comes to the face unlock as well, as we are going to see, works really fast. As you can see, boom, right in. So here we have the nice phone, and of course, in typical OPPO fashion, we have the volume rockers on the left side and also the power button on the right. The camera cutout is on the top left hand corner, so you can get a nice full display here, which of course is really nice. And of course you get a 90Hz AMOLED panel, which of course would give you a very nice viewing experience. In terms of the color as well, it looks really sharp and also really contrasty. But one thing I did notice is that you're going to get a lot of bezels on the bottom and also on the sides here as well. But to be honest, I think bezels are not too bad in 2022, because if you're doing some gaming or you're doing something, some bezels sometimes will help you to prevent some accidental touches. On the bottom, we have a very good feature, which of course is missing in a lot of phones, especially in flagship phones, and that is the headphone jack. So yes, you still do have the headphone jack, which of course is a very important feature for a lot of people. You have your USB-C for your charging, you have your speaker on the bottom grill as well, which of course is really interesting. And going back onto the display, 90Hz AMOLED panel, it does support your HDR10 Plus, which of course is a good thing, and also it can go to a peak brightness for about 800 nits. In terms of the display size, this one does come with a 6.43 inch display. And one thing to notice is that yes, although the back is made out of plastic, the front, it is made out of glass, a Gorilla Glass 5. So it's not too bad, to be honest. It's still not the Gorilla Glass Victus level, but it's still a very premium glass, which was seen on phones like the S10 or whatsoever. So yes, it's still a pretty decent glass. So here's a sample of how the display does look like, and like I mentioned, 90Hz AMOLED panel. But one thing that was pretty sad about this is that it doesn't have a stereo speaker setup. So yes, it's only a downframe speaker, which is located on the bottom right here. Okay, so next thing we'll talk about is the battery and charging on the OPPO Reno 7. So here we are given a 4500 milliamps of battery, and I don't think that's much of an issue because this one here is running maximum at 90Hz, and it's a nice AMOLED panel. So in terms of the battery consumption, I don't think you're going to notice much of a drain, and I think you're going to get about at least a nice full day use. And as we can see here, we have some power saving modes. We also have something you can toggle on. We have something which is called the optimized battery usage. You have the high performance mode as well. And of course, if you do want to charge this up, what is of course standard with a lot of OPPO phones is the fact that you're given a super VOOC charger. So here 65 watts is able to charge up from 0 all the way to 100% in just about half an hour, which of course is really good. Alright, so next time let's talk about the software side of things. So right out of the box you're given ColorOS 12, which does come with the OPPO Reno 7, and what I do like about it is the customization. So you can change stuff like your always on display, your screensaver, you can change your font size as well. So just go through a few of these key steps over here. And what I always like about OPPO phones, since I've been using it since I think 2013, is this double tap to lock feature. And of course, if you do switch off your phone, you can actually add gestures to your phone screen, so it will actually automatically go to certain apps or just open up certain things. And yes, this one just adds to the things like I mentioned, that this phone does give you a lot of personalization. So like I mentioned over here, if you just double tap on the screen, and alright, it goes to one, and if you want to tap it off as you go. So as you can see there, just have to hit the right spot, but it does get the job done. And like I mentioned, it's a very nice software and it's really been polished. As the name mentioned, ColorOS 12. So it's already been 12 iterations of this. And what I can say, it's actually really nice here on the OPPO Reno 7. And next, let's talk about the internal specs of this phone. And this is where I think it gets a little bit tricky over here, because at this price point, I got this phone for about 1,999 ringgit. And for here, you can get about 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. One thing is really good here is the fact that you do have a micro SD support. So yes, you can put in your micro SD over here to expand your storage, so you don't have to worry about running some juice, because here it's advertised about the cameras. So yes, when you take a lot of shots, like a lot of videos, you don't have to worry about running out of space. When we talk about the processor over here, what we are given is the Dimensity 900 5G. So yes, it does have your 5G support, and it does have your Mali G68 processor as well for your GPU. So in terms of this, what does this mean in terms of what I just mentioned is that yes, it's just a mid-range chipset. It's not your Snapdragon 860, 870, or maybe even the Dimensity 1100 or 1200, but it is still a very decent processor. And in terms of just using it for the past few hours, it's actually alright. It's pretty snappy, it's pretty fast, I would say. And I want to test this maybe in a little bit of gaming to see how fast this one goes. But so far, what I experienced so far going through your social media, Facebook and all this other stuff, it's actually pretty decent. Alright, so last but not least, let us talk about those cameras that OPPO has been advertising a lot, especially with this Reno 7 phone. So over here in terms of the selfie department, which of course is located on the top left hand corner, you are given a 32 megapixel f2.4 sensor, and it can record up to 1080p at 30 fps. It of course does have your electronic image stabilization. Of course, the main thing here is the rear cameras, and over here we have a triple camera setup on the back over here, that amazing back design. And in terms of the main lens, we are given a 64 megapixel f1.7 lens, and it does have your dual autofocus. In terms of the ultra wide lens, we have given a 8 megapixel f2.2, and in terms of field of view, 119 degrees. And lastly, we do have a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro shooter. So one of the major things here is the portrait mode. I'm just going to show you the other features you want to get as well. So you see there, super handsome. And then we have the night video photo portrait, which we're going to check out in a little bit. And in terms of the other features, this is what you're going to get. So expert mode, extra HD, macro, slow-mo, time-lapse, dual video feature, which of course is going to be really helpful in case if you guys are into a lot of vlogging. And like for me here, when I was traveling around, I really like this feature because you can just show your face, you know, and of course also show the background as well. And of course you have your other stuff like your text scanner and all this other stuff. So in terms of the portrait, what's interesting about this is that you can actually change the aperture over here, so it's going to actually add to the bokeh effect when you're taking some portrait shots. So over here is optimum f2.8. Of course you can toggle it all the way to 0.95 for that extra premium, you know, super background blur effect. Of course, if you don't want that, if you want a minimal one, you can go to f16. So I'm going to show you some shots I'm going to take with this phone over here, and let's see how good is it. Okay, so as we can see from this shot, this is with the bokeh effect all at maximum. So you can see that the edge detection and everything is pretty decent, and also on the back there, it's all blurred out, which of course is really cool. Dynamic range can be a little bit better, but so far I do like the shot. It's really sharp in terms of the contrast and sharpness is really good. This of course is in the middle, so as we can see there, it's still a little bit blurred on the back, but of course we're still getting some nice edge detection as well. And of course this is set out to the most minimal f/16 if I'm not mistaken. So as we can see there, it's like almost a normal picture. And this is with the just normal shooter main lens. Nice shot over here, amazing amount of details, and also the color is really nice and natural as well. And of course if you go on to the ultra wide, as we can see here, looks still really good, which of course is impressive. And of course it's still in focus, the amount of details and sharpness is still right there. So that is it with the OPPO Reno 7, and of course I'm quite impressed with the cameras on this phone. It's really good. So yes, do let me know what you guys want to know about this phone in the comments section down below. Also do follow me on my socials as well, as we're posting some photos from the OPPO Reno 7, so you can actually see how the quality is when you're posting it on your social media. So yes, if you guys did enjoy this video, do click the like and smash the subscribe button down below for more videos like this in the future. So that is it. This is Dr. Hamstek. Stay safe, take care, and wash those hands.